Hello everyone. Sorry for the technical issues. My Zoom decided to, cancel on me, but unfortunately, you wouldn't have Gianni just for the same reason. But welcome back to FPL Winners, our weekly show where we talk about our teams, bust teams, and our future transfers. So, let me know how do I sound and if everything is fine with the video. I'll try to be more active with the chat because there's a lot of you who've been waiting for half an hour. Sorry for the delay again. So let's get. It's been a really weird and long game week, and hopefully you guys are doing well. Um, in terms of my team, I'll show you my point just in a minute. So here it is. For the benefit of the podcast listeners, I'll just go on, introduce my 11, and then we'll talk about some of the individuals. So I have Dubravka in goal, Pedro Porro, Estupinian, Gabriel as my three defenders. Foden was my transfer in, so it didn't really pay off. Garnacho didn't do much. I have Palmer and Martinelli as a differential captain. So I still have Darwin to play, Watkins with a 1 point, and Gabriel Jesus with 5. So basically, Martinelli captaincy was a really lucky one because he didn't even start in the game, and he came off the bench and scored a brace in like 2 minutes right before the whistle. So it was a lucky decision. Gabriel owners are absolutely feasting, I would say, because his a goal, an assist, and a clean sheet point with 2 doubles, I believe. It's it's a rare occasion when defenders, especially center backs, never score this much, and lucky for the owners and unlucky for the non-owners because I didn't see there weren't a lot of moments for Crystal Palace to score, but Raya did well. So I have still Estupinian and Darwin to play, and I halved my rank thanks to Martinelli, 14 points, doubled with the captaincy choice. So I'm currently sitting on 700k overall rank. I was 1.4 billion before the game week started, I believe. 74 points with a 4-point hit. It's been a long game week. It's so hopefully it's ending tomorrow, and we will be watching our players to finish the longest game week ever. If I look, basically, decision between the captaincy decision was between Palmer and Martinelli. There weren't much between two, but Palmer was highly owned in terms of effective ownership, of course. A lot of people went Saka. I think that was a good decision, and in a game with 5-0, it's it's really unlucky when we talk about 5 goals scored for Arsenal and not a single involvement for Saka. You could call it an unlucky outcome for the owners and for the captainers. In my case, it's just pure luck. I believe the decision behind it was just support my team and maybe back Martinelli to outscore some of the popular captaincies, and that's what happens. He's been in my team for a while now, but if you talk about other games played yesterday, Tony came back with a brilliant free kick, and he will be as a transfer option for a lot of the teams, but with the doubles announcement for City and a possible double for Liverpool, we really have to make a good effort to bring another player in, and as Tony, because he doubles in 25 and he doesn't miss a game in 29. He doesn't miss a game in 26. So he's a good option. And physically he seemed fine. I think he played the whole 90, and it was very impressive. It's like he never he never left, and the 8 months break didn't really affect him that much. So he will be a popular FPL asset. Let's look at my bus team, because I have a couple of important decisions to make ahead of the game week 22. So I still have Salah. I didn't sell him, as you can see, and KDB's 22 minutes cameo just made me think that maybe it's a good option to bring him in instead of Haaland first. But we're all waiting for the Haaland fitness updates, and that will basically affect our decisions. We all want Man City players for the doubles, but I have currently Foden, but it's not enough. I don't mind tripling up on their attack, bringing KDB and Haaland, but Salah's injury is not. We don't know when he's coming back from AFCON first, and then how serious his injury is. So there are big decisions to be made ahead, and I'm looking forward for next game week, because my green arrow was huge this game week, and yes, it's lucky, but you just have to enjoy the moment, and this is what I've pretty much done. I didn't know he scored the Martinelli points because I turned off when it was 3-0, and I thought it would just end that way, but luckily when I turned back on and Martinelli with the brace, well, I was absolutely buzzing yesterday. I wish everyone would have from time to time this kind of FPL moments, because that's what makes it a beautiful game we love. Let's look at the chat. If you have any questions, please go ahead, and I'll try to answer some of them. Unfortunately, Gianni is not here. He would have made this stream much better. Looking at my bus team, I think there's a couple of question marks, like Gabriel. He was subbed off with I think precautiously, but you never know. We'll be waiting for an update. It's not an issue for me because I have a good fixture for Gehi on my bench, and he could easily just be a first sub for the Gabriel in case he doesn't play. But I have to make a decision in terms of getting KDB or getting Tony, or my initial plans is getting KDB and captaining him for the game against Burnley. But there's a cup game in between, and it will be wait and see for now, because even if he rises in price, he's just got back on the injury, and with his fitness, you never know. So I'll be waiting for some updates for the cup games, and I'm not rushing the transfers. There's still news from Salah that we're waiting for. So it's an interesting time for my season, because I've been around 3 million overall ranked for about 2 months, and this is for the last couple of game weeks. I've really recovered some of the lost points, and I'm looking forward to the second part of the season, and this is when around game week 22-23 we'll be deciding our cheap strategies and basically plans ahead of the double game weeks and blank game weeks. Excuse me. Apologize for my voice. All the technical issues and the issues with my voice are happening at the time when Gianni is not around. So Saka to Martinelli, Linus Sky. I I would say it's a sideways move, but if I had Saka, I wouldn't move for Martinelli because he's more nailed. Um, he's getting shots, he's getting into good positions. I mean, and I think he will be in and among scoring players for Arsenal. And I wouldn't be worried about Saka because Arsenal had a good break and they have fairly good fixtures. They have a good, schedule as well. They don't blank. They will be having another week off, and they don't have cup games. I think Saka is still good option. So Saka to Martinelli. If you need funds, maybe, but I wouldn't be going there. I have Martinelli because of the differential, his ownership, and so basically Saka to Martinelli. I wouldn't rush it. It would be too knee-jerky and overreactive. Any Bowen news today? I guess we'll find out soon. I'm not sure what time the game's on, but I'll look through the chat and see what questions you guys have and try to answer some of them. Saka or Watkins to sell? I wouldn't rush it again. Watkins has a good fixture, I believe, next game week. If you ask me as an Arsenal fan, I'm a little bit biased, but I would be selling Watkins because he hasn't delivered much. But it's just purely my opinion. I would be selling Watkins. How will you bring Haaland back if he's deemed fit for Burnley? Oh, this is a good question. I have funds to bring back Haaland for Jesus at the moment with one transfer. But if I want KDB in my team as well, I'll have to take a hit for selling Salah and getting KDB. So it's not I can easily fit Haaland, but I'm not sure he will be starting from minute 1. So we'll wait and see for the updates from Salah. But I have a straight route to him selling Jesus. I have enough funds at the moment. Okay. Best captaincy for the next game week. Let me look through the good fixtures first, and then I think it has to be City asset, whether you have Foden or KDB, or maybe if Haaland is fit. A lot of managers still have Alvarez, so he's a good option. I'm not sure if he's losing minutes with the KDB comeback, but I think he has to be City player because they obviously playing home and they have a good break as well. I would captaincy choice. You can basically plan it, but you don't have to. You're not making transfers unless you're bringing someone and captaining him. But I would be waiting for the Spurs game for City and see how the team looks like. And I like KDB. If I bring him in, I'm most likely, and I'm sure about his minutes, I'll most likely captain KDB. Let's say Gabriel is out injured. Which 3 of the Gabriels would you get rid of first? I think if it's a short-term injury for Gabriel, long-term fixtures for Arsenal really good, so it's not a transfer out. So basically Jesus, I believe, is in the chopping block because he hasn't delivered yet. He hasn't lived up to my expectations, and there's a lot of Haaland comeback is just a matter of time. So Jesus is one to get rid, but Martinelli, he'll need to score a couple more in next couple of game weeks for me to keep him because he was benched for some reason. I really think it's something tactical from Arteta, and we have to watch and monitor Arsenal games to see if the Martinelli minutes are safe. Watkins to Tony, why not? I think they're both similar assets because yeah, Watkins lost the penalties, and pretty much about the safety of X minutes. I think they're both in there. They're both 90 minutes men, and I just like Tony more because he's on penalties, and he's really low owned. So if you're chasing rank, Watkins to Tony is a good move. Richarlison. So what would you do if Saka has been poor lately? Keep or sell? Yeah, I would keep Saka because if you need funds elsewhere and you're thinking to downgrade him in order to afford some of the expensive assets like KDB or Haaland, I think you could sell Saka. But if you don't need to sell, I think I would just keep him. So yeah, sorry for the kids in the background. I have people over, and yeah, I apologize for that in advance. Hopefully this video will come out well, and hopefully it's not too much of a issue in the video. Yep. So with Gianni out, I would like to talk about. Let's look at his team and talk about his boss team first. So Ariel in goal, Stupinian, Pedro Porro, Gabriel, Gross is a good differential. It's still, yet to play with Estupinian as well. Solanke is yet to play. Darwin, and he's in good position to get a good green arrow, I believe. I'm not sure where he will be going with his transfers, but this team is not too far from mine. I think I have 2 or 3 different players to him, and he's in good shape at the moment. Mine is a little bit more differential if you look at the Jesus and Martinelli, but Gianni is in good position, I believe, and hopefully he'll get a green arrow just like I. Well, the game week is not finished, but I'm pretty sure I'll be on the green. Unless Solanke does something really extraordinary and I lose around 1 million rank. So it's not likely, but let's see how the Bournemouth-Liverpool game turns out. With Gianni, I'm pretty sure he'll be moving towards another, maybe City asset. But let us know in the chat, Gianni, if you're still with us. Where you going? Where you thinking about your transfers? Who's your most likely transfer in? Nuclear Atoms ask, what's my chip plans? At the moment, with my rank, I think I'll be going completely different with my triple captaincy because it helped me last year, and I'm not sure even if Haaland's fit. I'm not sure I'll be going triple captaincy. I'll be putting triple captain on him in game week 25 if he's fit. I like KDB if he's still good with his minutes. I think KDB has a really, really high ceiling. The rest of the chips, I haven't really thought about them. I'll be delaying my wildcard as late as possible. This is my usual strategy, but we'll see. The rest of the chips, just we'll wait until all the big double game weeks and blank game weeks are announced. So that's when I usually start, thinking about my chip strategy. Okay. What are the other questions? What to do with Sterling? It's a tough one. He's a differential. If you still have him in your team, I think it depends on what are the other options. If you have a spare transfer, maybe move for Richarlison if you don't have him. I think he's an obvious option playing number 9 for fairly attacking Spurs team. And with Sterling, he's a little bit inconsistent, but this season so far, I think, is done more than we expected. Sell Saka or keep? This looks like one of the most popular questions. I would keep him because the good fixtures are there, and if you need funds, a million or 2 million in the bank, that's when I would probably think of selling Saka and maybe getting someone cheaper. Yep. If you have more questions, please go ahead and send them over on Tony and his top fixture proof. Yes. Thoughts on Tony? Is Brentford is a tough team to face, especially at home. They can score against anyone. Tony, is a nailed player on penalties, talismanic. His ceiling is, we know it's high, and his basically he will be scoring points against the good oppositions as well. So this is what we want when picking our strikers. They can score against any opposition, and they're fixture proof. It's not at the level of last season when he was scoring for fun, but I think in a couple of game weeks time we'll know more in terms of his physical conditions and his form as well. So if you don't want to rush it, that's absolutely fine, but I would wait for another week and make a decision before the double. How many doubles do you think you'll have in 25? I think if Liverpool doubles, I will most likely have around 5 or 6, because at the moment I have 2 from I have 1 Darwin, I have Foden. It's 2 players, and with 2 or 3 game weeks to go, I believe I'll have not more than 5, because you never know with this doubles, who's fit and who's not. If Salah comes back, if Haaland coming back, so we will be waiting. Tony is the only player from other doubling teams that I would consider, but mainly from Liverpool, which is still potentially, it's not confirmed. Mainly it will be from Liverpool and City, but from City I'm planning a tripling up on that. There's a lot of questions. Took another gamble on Bruno for Spurs and also Luton disaster. Garnacho for Bruno and Foden for KDB. Garnacho for Bruno. I'm not sure. Both moves are Francis. Both moves are sideways. I wouldn't bet on much. It could easily backfire because Garnacho has been starting most of the games recently, and he could easily turn out with a return or 2. Foden as well. Foden is more nailed for minutes at the moment because of the KDB's recent injury. But I'm pretty sure if you like to gamble, I would go Foden to KDB. But Garnacho for Bruno, I don't see much of a good form from Man United at the moment to get their expensive assets. When I was getting Garnacho, he's fairly cheap. He's a good 8 attacker who I wouldn't mind benching from time to time for bad fixtures, for a tough fixture. So, but getting 8.5 million Bruno is another question. So it's not a certain for me whether he's a good option. If KDB comes back and plays 60 plus minutes, would you be fine selling Son for KDB this game week? Son for KDB and going without Son until a possible wildcard in game 30. Isaac, it's a viable option. The reason why I sold Son was that there's a lot of attacking assets from Spurs at the moment. It's Richarlison. We're not sure when he's coming back, first of all. So his comeback date is not... South Korea is likely to go all the way in the Asian Cup. But it's a good option. I wouldn't mind selling Son for KDB because they're in the same price bracket, and it would be easy to jump from one to another. So it's a good move. I would do that. What do you think of Saka? Thinking Saka to Gordon next week. Saka to Gordon. Newcastle have great fixtures, so go ahead, please. And plus, there's a significant price difference between two, and so I wouldn't mind going for Gordon. He's been absolutely great this season so far. Mike says, can barely hear Ali. I'm sorry for the sound. These tech issues today were really baffles me at the moment. Do you think Bowen will play today? I don't know. I'm not sure. From the training videos and pictures, I think he's been training for a couple of days now. He's their main player, and I think with the injuries to and with the departure of Kudus to AFCON, I think if he's fit to play, he will play, and otherwise next week for sure. KDB. Eddie asks, if you were to get KDB, who would you sell, Son or Saka? Son. I would sell Son. Saka plays Forest next game week, so Solanke to Isak. Yeah, why not? You just have to wait for it. It's always a question between who starts, Saka or Wilson. If you're sure about Isak or Wilson. If you're sure about Isak's minutes, he's a great option. Newcastle is a great team, and so they're ahead of the good fixtures. So you have to have. You're making me think that I am missing out on Newcastle assets ahead of the good fixtures, because a lot of people will be going for Gordon. A lot of people will be going for Isak as well. It's not a bad option. So sound is good, Ali. Thank you, Com. What's been your favorite game week this season so far? I believe this one, even though it was very long and weird, and but Martinelli captaincy has made it so much better because I'm not having a good season. So the moments like this make the game more exciting, I would say. So we'll be wrapping up. So let me know what final questions you guys have. I'll try to answer them all. And Kit Watkins, it's team dependent, I would say, because if you don't have players to bring in instead of Watkins, I would keep him. I wouldn't rush to sell him. How many points did Walker get? He got assist to Bernardo Silva goal last game week. I'm not sure. I think we'll have to check that one out. Okay, what's your aim rank this season, Ali? Given it was a rough start for you, I'm still keeping positive and really just trying to get green arrows at the moment. I'm in 700k overall rank, and I'm probably pushing towards top 50 at minimum, and it's a tough one because I'll have to go differential most of the time with captaincy and with the players, and it's a risky game. When it pays off, but sometimes, most of the time, it doesn't. So players are a template for a reason, because they're popular, because they're backed with data, they're backed with performances, and you have to go against them in order to catch up ground. So it's a risky game. I'm not sure where I'll be ending this season, but I'm keeping it positive. Who's the better pick, Foden on the wing or KDB? KDB is not on the wing. He's just, I think he's playing more centrally and sometimes passing through the deeper midfield. But Foden is a very versatile player. He plays on the left, on the right, through the middle. He plays in the false nine as well sometimes. So Foden is a very versatile player, and that's probably the reason why Pep fancies him so much. But KDB just he's a different class. He's on a different level. Foden is an up and coming star, so it's hard to compare them. But KDB for me, he's one of my favorite players in the Premier League. Would you buy Martinelli if you didn't have? No, absolutely not. If I didn't have, I wouldn't go for him. Hi Ali, I'm also got Martinelli on this game week. Glad I didn't transfer him out. Yeah, lucky for you. I'm glad it paid off for you. So sorry for the technical issues again. If the sound was bad, I've missed Gianni a lot this stream because he's definitely making this our show better, and hopefully next. Most likely I'll fix all the Zoom issues that I've experienced today, and Gianni will be back next game week for sure. So it was fun answering your questions, guys. If I haven't answered any of them, I'll try to look through the chat and make sure I answer them all. So happy Sunday, and wish you guys very good game week, because it's been a long one. We're all happy and excited that it ends now. So don't forget to watch the Fantasy Football Scout content, because there's a lot of good videos to make your transfer decisions well. And check out the members area as well if you like the data and all the statistical. There's tons of them on our website. So thank you all. Thank you for bearing with me there, and good luck.